So I just finished making the hilt and painting it, and I love how this looks. So what I did was I gave the handles the plasti dip so that the paint didn't seep into the foam. Then I went over it with plum. Then I did a heavy coating of blue on top of that, and then I went over with a light misting of the plum color again to give it that sort of bluish purple sort of glow that it has to it. And I did this light misting of plum on top so that you could kind of get these hints of, purple, almost like highlights on the sword. Now, some versions of the Master Sword have, ribbing and grips on this. I'm not going to do that because this is already painted, and it'd be extremely hard to paint and form and glue a specialized hand grip on there. However, what we are going to do is aluminize the blade using aluminum tape. Now, I just got done rewatching the tested episode of Adam Savage modifying the Hero Sword along with Norm that they got from Comic-Con. And one of the things that they used was aluminum tape to make the blade look, like it's metal. So, let's hope that this works. So I'm going to go ahead and measure out how long this needs to be. So I'm going to give this a little bit extra, about an inch or so extra maybe. Alright then, so now that we've put on our first layer, we're going to go in and do what we can to clean up all these little crimes on the sword. I'm using the side of my X-Acto blade to smooth out all the little things in here. And then we'll go over and fold down the sides. Alright then, so now we find these little wrinkles here. We can take our X-Acto blade, cut it, and do what we can to flatten it out. You see? I'd say that's looking pretty good. Now, if you're wondering why I don't have the Triforce on there, it's because some games in the Legend of Zelda series don't have the Triforce. And I'm trying to go for just basic Master Sword, and I figure that, I don't want to go off a specific one, like, I don't want this to be the Ocarina of Time Master Sword, or the Skyward Sword, or Breath of the Wild. This is just a, generic Master Sword. Well, I can't really say generic since it is the sword that seals the darkness, but you understood what I meant. So you see all these little bubbles that are on here? I'm just going in with my X-Acto blade, putting a little hole in it, and Alright then, so I think that side looks pretty good, and now moving on to this side. Or actually, I'll touch up the bottom once we get done with all of it. Alright then, so I'm now going to take care of this end, and then we can fix this one little bit here that still is not covered. And then after that, we will, I'll see if there's some steel wool somewhere in the house, and I can give this a little bit of a, maybe not so much weathered look, more of a heavy-duty sword kind of look, you know? I would say that's a pretty good master sword. Now I'm going to try and find some steel wool and weather it, but it is ready to give Link. But I'm not going to just give it to him. I'm going to have to make it a little bit difficult, because you can't just give the master sword away. You can't just say, it's dangerous to go alone, take this with you. No, he's going to have to find it, so I may or may not show you necessarily what I do, but if I do, hey, listen! It doesn't work that well cutting grass. I don't think there are any rupees.